Hi, everyone. I'm Steve here with Pastor Victor Brote. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Thanks for being with us, Pastor.
Thank you. I think we both have a big burden on this one.
Yeah, so there's a few, there's different strategies to get out of debt that we'll give you. I'm kind of a financial guy that these degrees behind me are mostly have to do with finance, business, stuff like that. But read a quick verse before we start talking about some strategies that will help get you out of credit card debt.
Yeah, got this one. It's in the Old Testament, but this is forever true. That is just one of those things you just got to absorb. It's so important. Proverbs 22:7. If you got a chance, write that down. Proverbs 22:7. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. There's a kind of slavery that goes on. I was just looking at some quotes and some business lending, and the range was up to 35%. And I think we just lost you, Steve. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. The picture's gone off for me. But it's crazy to think that you could pay 35% on any account, any reason, because you're doing nothing but swimming upstream. You are going against the tide. You are ready to drown because the more you turn yourself over to this slavery of debt, the more it's going to overwhelm you. And according to the statistics, people across the United States, across this world, are looking at a debt crisis. And we got to recognize it. And you got to do right now the best you can to swim to the shore and get out of this thing. Go ahead, Steve. I know you got a bunch to say too.
Yeah, so let's say, and I think we should do another one on leverage because that's different than just debt. Debt is just empty payments. And let's say you have 3 credit cards and you have, one has $500 on it, one has $800 on it, and one has $1,000 on it. And you're paying $100 on each one of those cards. A faster way to get these paid off is to take the smallest one, which is $500, and make a $250. Now, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but you're going to make a $200, say, payment on that card that only has $500. And then you're going to make the minimum payment on the other 2 cards. So you're going to still be paying about $300 on those 3 cards, but 200 of it is going onto the card with the lowest balance. So you'll have that paid off in 2.5 months. So once that's done, now you're going to take the next card, which I think said is an example, has $800 on it, and you're going to put $250 on that card. The 200 you put on the first card plus the 50 that you were making on the minimum payment, we'll say roughly. So now it's 250 goes to that card that has an $800 balance. Okay, you're going to have that paid off in 2.5 months again. Now you go for the one with the $1,000 balance on it. So with that one, now you're taking $300 and you're paying it towards that $1,000 balance. And you'll have that one paid off in a little less than or a little over 3 months. That's the strategy I like to use for credit cards, because when you have credit card debt, you're flushing a lot of money down the toilet in interest. So once you get out of credit card debt, be disciplined and stay out of credit card debt. Your thoughts?
Yeah. You, People don't seem to understand interest. When you get into the 20%, which is common with a credit card, and all the way up to over the 30s, it becomes crazy, because that interest that you're paying is another year of your life if you continue to just let it slide and not pay it off. You're going to be working that equivalence to pay it off. It's like you're trapped. And that's the whole thing about this Proverbs 7, 20, or Proverbs 22:7. It, you become a slave. You may think that you're getting something that you want, but if you don't have the money and you fall into the interest trap, you become a slave, and you have no choice in the matter. Better to hurt a little now than to hurt over the years and years and years of interest payment. You never really get ahead unless you really put the nose to the grindstone, or whatever that is. It is important, and especially in this day and age where we're looking at a real crisis. If you don't have some free money to survive, you're going to be in a world of hurt. And yet it's best to get out of it right now as soon as you can. You're a slave. You're a slave to this.
Yep. You're paying somebody money from your labor, and they're not working for it. So appreciate your thoughts on that. Appreciate the verse, Pastor. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being with us.
All right.